What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Toshi today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 26th day of August, and here we are sitting at about 306722 with 2 hours and 45 minutes left in the day. Shout out to All American Crave for this sick bucket hat. I'm going to leave a link in a pinned comment below if anybody wants to check them out. They got a nice line of clothing. It's an All American brand. This is not a paid sponsorship. It's not an affiliate link or nothing like that. I'm just giving some love to some good people with a good company. That's all. 3067 is the current price on a daily time frame. Toshi. Looking at this here, 2 hours 45 minutes left in the day from a low to a high here. Come on now. Oh, so close. We were so close. Low to high. Bouncing right off the golden ratio. Beautiful reaction. Building your way up. Getting support off the 382 and coming up to the 236. Looking like you want to continue to rally. You are moments away. Looking at it, just looking at this fib and looking at how you've been moving up since June. It looks like you were just moments away from seeing that next step up. We're waiting very patiently on the edges of our seats, man. Any day now. I mean, it could be today. It could be tomorrow. Yeah, we got 2 hours, 44 minutes left. You never know. This thing could just rip right through time and go backwards and go higher. I didn't mean to draw it backwards, but it could literally rip right through the roof and go higher at any moment now, any given moment now. It wouldn't surprise me if between now and the end of the month of August we were at new relative highs compared to here. Will we be above this high? You know, time will tell, but this thing can definitely move up at a fast pace if it wants to. All right. I mean, remember, back at this exact same price, one day later, we were literally all the way up here. So I'm just saying it can move fast if it wants to move fast, man. If we're looking at this on a 1 hour time frame, though, let's see, 1 hour time frame right here. RSI. You know, the RSI does have a downtrend. We do have lower lows and lower highs, but can you see why you might want to take a bullish stance on this rather than a bearish stance? You know, this point here where you found resistance, you kind of came down immediately. Here you came down immediately. Here you definitely came down immediately. Here you're doing some different stuff, right? You're kind of consolidating. It's like you have a zone rather than a single point of resistance. It's a whole zone. I think you're going to break through. And you've already hit the oversold zone. I think that's fine. The RSI, in my opinion, overall looks like it wants to come down, but right here it looks like it wants to break that downtrend. And overall, I think it's in a more bullish positioning posturing than a bearish one. Stochastics are ugly, not in like a bad way. It's weird. Like, what the hell? The stochastics are acting like they're an RSI, being this volatile like this. It's just crazy. But that's what you get. That's what you get with this kind of indecisive price action here. You get indecisive stochastics behavior. The MACD looks like a lot of altcoins right now where it's right at the precipice of crossing this zero. You're either going to make it or you're going to break it one way or another. You're going to find support or sorry, you're going to break through it or reject this area. But it is a key area. It's a very pivotal area. And typically, actually, if we're looking at this here, you don't really find resistance here. So that's encouraging. That actually does make me think that, you know, today's Tuesday, the 26th. That makes me think that tomorrow, the next day, like going into the end of this week and the end of this month, we should be rallying. We should be moving up higher. So that's encouraging. That's nice to see. Good stuff, right? See, I told you we'd be at new relative highs over the coming days, any day now. 4 hour time frame. Looking at the MACD here, pretty positive look. Typically, you'd look for, you know, another drive of bearish momentum being built, but you don't need it. You don't need it. And overall, I like the MACD oscillators with their higher lows there. I like the shape of what we've got going on here. It's like the reverse bow is getting set. Reverse bow. I don't know what the pattern is. It's like a W pattern with an M intermixed, right? There's an M right here. You come up, right? It's like a giant W, but there's an M in there. I call it the reverse bow because to me it looks like a bow and arrow, or it's like a bow without an arrow. You put an arrow there. The arrow would shoot this direction, but it's the reverse that, so it goes this way. I don't know. Anyways, that the price goes in the opposite direction of where the arrow might go. I don't know, man. I came up with that when I was like 10 years ago, like nine years ago probably. It's just something I noticed early on in my time trading and investing and doing technical analysis, and it rarely fails, right? But right now it's a little bit too young. It's not developed enough. I think as we get higher, let's see, to really be assured that this is the low and that not only that, but that we're going to take out this high, I would like to see us get back above, I mean, ultimately getting above 30772. What is that high? 307,734. That will do it. But I think once we get a daily close or a 4-hour close above like 307, that'll do it as well. That would have me convinced that yeah, we really are shaping up to do some good stuff here. I don't mind where we are. It's kind of weird going from the golden ratio to go this low, but as long as we're above 30635, I think we're in good shape. We can still maintain this kind of look. Even if we see, honestly, even if we see slightly lower lows, we can still maintain that look of a W, right? It doesn't really matter. So, but I don't think that we're going to go lower looking at that 1 hour time frame. The 4 hour time frame here, stochastics look great. I would think that you get to the oversold zone. Typically, when you're oversold and you come out, you don't stop till you get overbought. When you're overbought and you come out, you don't stop till you're oversold, vice versa. It's less common to find support or resistance in between, but it happens. I would think you go all the way up to your overbought zone. MACD looks like it wants to cross here, and then the RSI bouncing off the oversold zone looks good. You're very indecisive and I would say neutral but volatile on your 4-hour RSI. Hopefully we can make a decision here over the coming days, right? The 4-hour time frame doesn't mean it has to be today, but 6 candles gives you 1 day. So within the next 6 to 12 candles, maybe even 18 candles by Friday, we're in that overbought zone going into the weekend or ending this month on a bullish note. I think that'd be really cool to see. We don't have to, just because it'd be cool to see doesn't mean we have to do it, but I think that we've got the right trajectory with these other two things going on. About the cross coming up here to the overbought zone. I mean, it would make sense that Thursday or Friday would probably rocking and rolling, getting above these prices here, then ultimately setting off to new relative highs as a whole. Not just above this high, but new relative highs as a whole. Again, 307 I think is an important area to watch, but ultimately it's that 3073 area that will dictate if we are breaking out or not. Looking at this here. 3073. Again, that's the target to watch for. Come on now. You know you want to load. See, it's got the 3 dots of pendingness. High here to a low on the Fibonacci retracements. Golden ratio resistance down to the 236 for support, yada yada. You're looking pretty damn bullish with this kind of fib pattern, this structure coming up out of this fib retracement. I would think that here, this next attempt at the golden ratio, you've had 1-2 attempts already. I would think you break through. So immediately, whenever you do break out, whenever you do see this move happen and you're breaking out of this range overall here, it's going to be like that, and you're going to move all the way up to your 786, 886. You might not stop there. You really might not stop there, but that's the target area, 00137 to 00175. That's what I would expect that you might find some turbulence there, maybe going into the beginning of September, some turbulence there, and then going into the end of September, maybe even October. That's when we see our final onslaught to the upside. New all-time highs all the way up at 0045 to $0.01, 1 cent to about half a cent, essentially. I have a feeling that, after finding your high here back in January and consolidating for most of the year of 2025, I have a funny feeling that you're just not going to stop at the minimum target. So it's really safe to assume that you probably go to 2063 to 1 cent itself, and maybe even above there. I have a good feeling about, the obvious areas of like 007, 2069, something like that. Price points that might have psychological resistance at them. It's kind of funny because 0069 or 007 might not have ever had significance on them before, but ever since crypto's become a thing and you got the degens investing in the markets, we do have funny areas for psychological resistance. People will literally put the price at 007 and sell there just because of James Bond, or 0069 because they think they're being funny. One way or another, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the area that we stopped at. But I wouldn't be surprised at 1 cent either. It is possible you could go higher, but let's keep it here for now. You have been, I will say, back here. Let's go back way back, you guys, to when we were talking about Toshi pretty regularly here at the lows, okay? And even before then. And we were talking about this as your primary area. You spent a lot of time consolidating down here. Right back here, I couldn't see you. Right, whenever we were talking about this move being an overall move that, by the end of June, I had a hard time seeing you get up to 1 cent, much past this. I didn't see that happening. But you've spent all this time. You spent a couple more months consolidating in this area. So now your move, I could see Toshi going up to 2 cents. It could go up to 2.6 cents. It's a bit robust. It's a lot. But it's a little bit more possible now than it was back here. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because it's not all at once. You've had time to accumulate more, and you're at a closer point before this breakout move happens. Where here I thought it was going to happen all at once. Here you're just kind of going to move up at that pace. Now you can make a move that's even smaller than that, right? You can make a move that's even smaller than that and still see higher prices. So I'm just saying it's very possible that 2 cents and beyond is something to consider. A lot of cryptos do have the 1,886 to 200 area in mind, so time to start considering that. I suppose 2 cents and beyond is possible, but I'm sticking with the 007, 0069 to 1 cent target area personally. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Oh, and shout out to All American Crave apparel company, clothing company. If you guys want to check them out, they got a new fall line. Shout out to Anthony. They hooked me up with some stuff, and I'm showing them some love. You know, again, no affiliates. I'm not being paid for it. I don't have any paid sponsorships yet. I might have paid sponsorships, you know, some point, you know, but if it was ever to be something like that, it would be, I would first off be very transparent with it, and I would also have to support the product. It'd have to be something that I use that I think would benefit you guys as well as myself in my day-to-day life. It wouldn't be something like an exchange listing. You know, I'm definitely open to the idea of it, but it's just not something that I really do at this point in time. So, but again, making the clear distinction, this is not a paid sponsorship. This is more of just you know, friendly hello or a friendly, I don't know, acknowledgement of their quality service and products, man. They do really good stuff. And you know, they gave me some shorts too. I'm telling you, man, I don't know, anybody who's looking for swim trunks, guys out there, especially if you're looking for swim trunks, you should get a pair of their swim trunks, because dude, these are the most comfortable swim trunks that I've ever worn in my entire life. They're like genuinely, like I don't even need to be paid to sponsor these guys, and I'm not. I'm just saying, like, you got a little change pocket in here, or for your keys or something like that. It's so comfortable. I don't know if anybody can relate, but swim trunks are not comfortable. I always tear the netting out on the inside, but dude, this is like silk. It's not silk. It's probably polyester. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, polyester. But it's really, really comfortable. It's very comfortable. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit the like button. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.